Hey friends, welcome back. I just wanted this to be like a realistic, like get ready with me just like picking things out as I'm doing my makeup, because that's what I usually do day to day. I can just use what I have in my makeup collection. It can be discontinued products, new products, old products, favorite products. It can just be a mix of it all. I'm just priming my eyelids first. I mentioned this in another video, but I want to like revisit this Rimmel Magnify Spice Edition palette. And I'm not for sure if Rimmel still sells this one. My lid broke off, but I've been wanting to do a look with this. And I know this is more of like a fall time palette, but I want to do something a little bit more summer and a little bit more everyday with this palette. I'm going to be using this Morphe M332 brush. I'm going to first go in the crease with this shade here. And I'm just going to blend this here in the crease, focusing it mostly here in the outer V, and then just bringing what is left in towards the front part of my eye. So just blending it that way. Do any of you guys still own this Spice palette? Do you still use it? I do remember this palette being so good, like the eyeshadows being super pigmented, really easy to work with. I feel like this palette is what made these Rimmel palettes so popular. And I have a video that I filmed years ago on 3 looks, 1 palette with this. So I'll have that video linked above over here in the cards if you'd like to check that out. On the eyelid, I'm going to go in with this bronzy shade. I'm just using the Morphe M303 brush. And then I want like the center of the lid there to be a little bit lighter. So I'm going to grab a different eyeshadow from another palette. And actually, I'm going to grab this Essence Melted Chrome shadow. Gosh, I loved these. Why did Essence stop making these? This is in the color Iconic. Or is it Ironic? Ironic. Though it could have been called Iconic. Because I feel like it's an iconic shade. And I'm just going to pop that color right here in the center of the eyelid. And I'm going to go ahead and do my foundation, and then I'll finish out the eyes once I get my foundation on. So for the foundation, I ordered another one of these Milani Conceal Plus Perfect Blur Out like foundation sticks, and I got the shade in 07. I have the shade in 03, but that is more of like a winter shade for me, and I needed to get something a little bit darker for the summer months. So let's see how shade 7 works. This is the first time that I'm using this shade. So hopefully it's not, I think this is going to be a really great match. Okay. So I'm just going to put that on, and then I'm using my Wet n Wild makeup sponge. I dampen this off camera. I'm just going to blend that out with this sponge. I actually ordered the new Essence foundation stick, and I was just checking out the shades before filming this video, and they're a little too light, the shades that I got, so I feel like I'm gonna need to order another one that's a little bit darker than the ones that I ordered. It's just so hard sometimes to know like your shade online. Like lately, I feel like I've done a really great job of being able to determine like what my shade is. But with those Essence ones, they're actually kind of lighter than you would expect, I feel like. So as soon as I get my correct shade on that Essence stick foundation, I'm going to be doing a wear test review on it. But if there are some other Essence products that you would like to see my review on, let me know in the comments so I can go ahead and like pick some of those products up whenever I go back to order. And maybe I can actually go to just like an Ulta over the weekend and get like a darker shade. But just like let me know if there's any Essence products or any new products in general that you're curious about that you'd like to see me review, let me know down in the comments. For my concealer, I'm gonna first go in with this Tarte. This is the Shape Tape Glow Wand, and this is in the shade Alight. And I used to use this as like a brightening concealer, like put this underneath like my regular concealer just to brighten. So I want to use this again and see what I think about it, using it as like a brightening concealer. But it is really illuminating. And then over top of this, I'm going to use the Tarte Shape Tape. This is just in the shade Light. I'm just going to do a few little dots of that. Okay, I definitely feel like that was very brightening there on the under eyes, but not like too overly brightening. I've just really been trying to go through my makeup collection and just use some things that I have not used in a while to just figure out, like, do I really like this product? Marie Kondo, you know, like, does this product bring me joy? If not, I want to declutter it and get rid of it. I'm Marie Kondoing my makeup. What was that book called? I forget what her book was called now. So I might do a video soon just talking about like products that I don't recommend or that I don't like or that I'm decluttering. Don't really know exactly what I'm gonna call the video, but yeah, I'm thinking of filming that soon because I have decluttered some things out of my collection that I just don't like and don't recommend. I'm just stuck on the MCO Beauty Miracle Flawless Setting Powder. So I'll just speed through this, but I'm just going to use this to set my foundation and concealer. Then I'm just going to use like a little triangle powder poof. Like, oh my gosh, I'm starting to hit pan on this. Can you see there? Which I'm not 100%, but I think some of the other makeup companies are filing lawsuits against MCO Beauty for basically just being too closely duped to the original products. So I hope that MCO Beauty is still around in the next like few years or so, because I really like the fact that you can get these higher end products at a more affordable cost. Like, I mean, this powder is pretty comparable to the Charlotte Tilbury one that this is duping. I mean, I don't think it's like exactly like it, but it's pretty close. Like, it's enough to like where I would rather save the money and get the MCO Beauty powder, but I guess it must be really hurting some of like these bigger beauty brands like Charlotte Tilbury, Sol de Janeiro, because there were some body mist, and I think that was like the main company that was kind of, I don't know if they were necessarily suing them, but you know, they were taking them to court over it, so I don't know. I just saw somebody else in another video talking about that. I'm just going back with a Q-tip. I felt like I got some of that eyeshadow too far in. And I mean, I get it, like, you know, if you were the original creator of something and you came up with that concept, why you would be upset about it. But at the same time, you know, not everybody can afford Charlotte Tilbury. And I mean, heck, if it can be made cheaper, then why is she charging so much? It's like for the name. I filled in my eyebrows with the NYX Micro Brow in black, in the shade black, and then I just set everything in place with the Maybelline Super Luck Tinted Brow Glue in the shade Deep Brown. And then I also moisturized my lips with the Vaseline Rosy Lips. Okay, so next we're gonna go back to the eyes to finish them out. I'm gonna go in with this purple shade and the Sigma Pencil E30, and I'm just gonna smudge this here on the lower lash line. For my inner corner and brow bone highlight, I'm going to use the white. For my bronzer, I'm actually going to go in with this LA Colors matte bronzer. I got this from the Dollar Tree. From what I remember, I do like this. I don't even know if I've used it in a video. But I'm just going to blend that out with the Sigma F30 brush. Yeah, I don't know. It just looks too muddy, that LA Colors bronzer. I mean, if you were more of like a cool skin tone, like a cool deep skin tone, that bronzer might actually work. But I don't know. It's just, maybe it's not a good bronzer. Because she went patchy up on me. And I need something warmer on my cheeks. Like, ugh, I'm not liking this. Maybe I can go in with, let's see, what is a warm? Oh, actually, I have this other Dollar Tree bronzer that I really do like. This is a very warm bronzer, and it does have a little bit of like a golden glow in it. So maybe let's do this. See if I can get things looking a little bit better. Okay, yeah, I do think that looks better on me anyhow. You know, sometimes certain products just don't work. So that's going to be one of those products that I'm probably going to declutter from my makeup. The LA Colors bronzer. Like I said, that probably might work well for some other skin tone, but not me. Just doesn't look good. Okay, like I was telling you guys in one of my other videos, I picked up some more of these e.l.f. lip and cheek tints. This is the plum one. I can't remember the exact name, and they like don't have the names on the product. So I'll have all the products I'm using today listed down in the description box with like the names and all of that. So hopefully this works out okay since I've gotten all the powders on. But I'm going to use the e.l.f. Stain Intense Blending Little Brush. I showed you guys this little trick on how to apply these lip and cheek stains. But first what you're going to do is you're just going to paint it on the brush there. And then you're going to take it and you're going to stamp out some of the excess onto the back of your hand. And then you're going to go on your cheeks with what's left on the brush. And I find that this technique usually blends the blush out a little bit better. Now, I will say normally with these cheek tints, I normally like to apply them before I do my powders. So this could be like a huge mistake today. So this is not working well. This is like one of those days where you just don't have a good makeup day. So I'm trying to figure out what I would tell you guys to fix a situation like this. It's like, to be honest, I feel like the best way to fix it would be to just start over. I just don't know if I can recover from this without taking products off of my face. I feel like between that bronzer, it just looks like dirty over here. Like it just doesn't look right. I don't know, it just mixed with like my powders and all of that completely wrong. And I know if I try to go over top of it with like my foundation, it's just gonna make it look worse. So honestly, I feel like my best solution is to just wipe this off and start this side over. So I'm gonna show you guys how to recover from something like this where you mess up. Okay, so first we're just gonna wipe that off, and then I'm gonna let, whoops, that dry down. Man, this poor side of my face, like it's, I feel like this is like the side of my face that usually has, it gets irritated easily too. Okay, just make sure I get all of that wiped off good. Just let that dry. This is truly real life. I mean, this rarely happens with me, but I just want to show you guys how to fix makeup mistakes here. Okay, so that feels like it's dried down. I am going to go in with like my sunscreen because I did use sunscreen today. So let's just put sunscreen back in this area, which I don't want to apply too much sunscreen either. So let's just apply some. And then I'm gonna let that kind of settle down for a minute. I might use my fan to kind of dry that down. All right, now we're going back with the Milani foundation stick, which actually this product works really well in situations like this. Because sometimes with liquids, it might not work as well. But yeah, we're just gonna blend that back out. Then I'm gonna go over top of that with the MCO Beauty powder. It's like I might add a little bit of concealer too, because I feel like I might have, I don't know, it just looks like it might need something right here. Okay, then, like I said, the powder to set. Okay, and now, next step is the bronzer. And we're not gonna do LA Colors. I'll go in with this bronzer here, the warm toned one from the Dollar Tree. And just blend that. Okay, and now I feel like you can't really even tell anything happened, right? So I recovered from that. Okay, so we're not gonna do a liquid blush, that's gonna be a mistake. So let's figure out what kind of powder blush I wanna do today. I want to use a purple blush, so I'm gonna use this one from Marc Jacobs. This is not made anymore, and honestly, I don't know if Marc Jacobs still makes these blushes, but this is the Outspoken, or no, hold on. This is the Shameless Bold Blush in the color Outspoken, which is a really pretty like lilac-y purple shade. So yeah, since this is like a Shop My Stash and like I want to do a purple, this is the only purple powder blush that I have in my collection. Okay, and I'm just applying this with the Morphe M241. And this is just going to be like a really pretty like glowy color. Another like product I have not used in for ages in my collection is this Becca highlights in Champagne Pop. This is like the old school Becca Jaclyn Hill palette they came out with years ago. I still have this in my collection and I still use this from time to time. So like I said, we're going to use Champagne Pop. Which this highlight is still made by Smashbox. So I'll have it linked down below, but this was such a beautiful, intense highlight. So pretty. This was like that highlight that made the Becca highlights so popular, was this one. And for the lips, maybe I will try to use the e.l.f. lip and cheek tint on the lips just to see how this goes. So let's take off the lip conditioner. Like I said, this is the plum one. So that looks gorgeous on the lips. I'm gonna let that dry down and then I'm gonna go over top of it with like a gloss or a balm. Haven't quite decided exactly what I wanna use, but I cannot wait to use this as my blush, but before powder. Do not use this on top of powder. Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and set everything with the LA Girl setting spray. Okay, off camera, I went ahead and did my mascara while my setting spray and lips were drying. So I used the L'Oreal Paradise Big Deal on my upper lashes, and on the lower, I used the e.l.f. Lash Extender. I love this on the lower, and I mean, I like this on the upper lashes too. This is a mascara that is not gonna smudge. So if you have issues with mascara smudging on you, highly recommend this e.l.f. Lash Extender. It's a tubing mascara, so it doesn't transfer. Okay, so while I was doing all of that, I was thinking about like what gloss I wanted to apply over this, and I did purchase another one of the e.l.f. Reviver Melting Lip Balms. This is the grape one, or Yummy Gummy. It's like the purpley one. This honestly is not as bright as I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be kind of close to taffy. Like, I'll compare these two. This is, the taffy color is one of the Maybelline Lifter glosses. So let me just swatch both of these so you can see the difference. So if you've been on the fence maybe about this e.l.f. one. Okay, so this is the Maybelline, this is the e.l.f. So I feel like the e.l.f. one is maybe like a little bit more cool toned, a little bit darker, maybe a little bit more muted. But I think I am going to use the e.l.f. today just so we can see what it looks like over top of this e.l.f. stain. But yeah, it is a little bit like more like of a fall color, I feel like. It's like more of a fall shade that I would use than like summer. So it's not bad, but I don't think I'm gonna wear this today. I think I'm gonna like dab this off. Okay, so I got some tissue. I'm just gonna dab that Reviver lip glow off. That's probably gonna be more of a fall time, winter lip for me. And I'm gonna go over top of this stain with the Maybelline Lifter Gloss in Taffy. Yeah, see, this is just ever so slightly like a little bit more bright. Just really keeping this video real with you guys today and just sharing like what I would do if I was just doing my makeup by myself. If things didn't go right or if I didn't like a shade, I would just remove it and start over. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this. I hope that you found it helpful just knowing, and see, lipstick on the teeth. Just knowing that even I don't do my makeup perfectly and I mess up sometimes. So I hope that you all found that useful on how to go about fixing mistakes like that. I was just reading some of your comments on my video that I posted on Saturday, because today is Saturday when I'm filming this. And one of you guys suggested that I do my makeup look that I wore in high school. So I might have to film that video because that sounds like that would be such a fun, nostalgic video to do. So thank you so much for your request on that. And yeah, just always leave your video requests for me down in the description box. Oh yeah, and another comment that I read, you suggested that I use like forgotten makeup products that are in the back of my drawer, which, I mean, I kind of did that a little bit today, but not really. So I'll have to specifically do a video on that. But I really do try to rotate my makeup and really use everything. Well, probably not everything in my collection, let's be real. So yeah, I'll definitely film that video for you guys too. So yeah, I hope that you guys have a great day, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.